What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Alphas. I made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy, and of course we got new news. Jonathan Majors might be getting recast if something happens. And I want to speak on that. Listen, I know how people, the titles and all this get you tricky, get you all worked up, but it's only a just in case, right? His case is May the 8th, as you will soon hear. So let me let my boy Cosmic Wonder, shout out to Cosmic Wonder, go follow his channel. Link will be in the description. He has some news for us, and we're gonna listen to him. Let's see what he talking about.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and there has been a lot going on recently with Jonathan Majors. Most of you probably know that he was arrested a little bit ago. He was arrested March 25th for allegedly strangulation, assault, and harassment of his 30-year-old girlfriend. However, the case wasn't so clear-cut. There was a lot more to this case than meets the eye. As when he was arrested, his lawyer came out and stated that Jonathan Majors was actually a victim in this case and was not guilty of any of that. And not too long after, his lawyer released supposed text messages from his girlfriend stating that he didn't do any of it and that she would tell everybody.
For perspective, I know a lot of people are saying those look like victim texts. So I understand that point of view. He said he has tape, so he has to show those tapes. You say you got videos, you got witnesses, you got tapes, your case is soon cleared up, you could be caned. If not,
including the judge, the police, everyone, that he didn't in fact do it. So there is a lot going on with this case, and the case for Jonathan Majors goes to court May 8th.
May 8th, big day.
The outcome of the court's decision on May 8th is going to determine a lot of things for the future of Jonathan Majors, including his future at Marvel Studios. Now,
listen, by the way, I'm gonna say this because I know this video is 9 minutes. I don't want to be on too long out there. Waiting for the case, which I'm assuming he's gonna say. He might just change his mind on it, but from what I read, they are waiting, but they have a replacement and they're preparing a replacement just in case he does go to jail or something like that happen. To me, that's fair. It's better than what they did with Mr. Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp. Instead of just firing him before he listens, he's like, listen, you're in trouble, you go to jail, we gotta find a replacement. That's fair to me. That's fair. Carry on the video.
Last that we heard, Marvel Studios contemplating about possibly replacing Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror in the MCU was kind of on hold. Insider Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast stated that he's heard that Marvel hasn't made any decisions regarding Jonathan Majors, but they've met with or spoken to his agent to discuss potential options going forward. And as far as we're concerned right now, Marvel Studios is basically waiting to see what the court decides on May 8th, or possibly even further down the line in the future if they don't come to a decision on May 8th, which if it's pretty complex, then more than likely they won't. It'll more than likely take a few court dates. And like I said, if we heard anything else about this, about any further development of the story, we'd do an update. And
again, fair. Again, like I said, fair. Like, right, if he goes to jail, he can't perform. Whether you feel like he's innocent or guilty, waiting to see if he goes to jail is fair. At the very least, it's fair, right? I wish they would have did something similar to Johnny Depp or his situation or whatever, but it's fair. You know what I'm saying? If he cannot, because he has all the movies have him in it, all the shows have him in it. And after he done with all the shows, they can replace him because Kane is very easy to replace. Like, he just becomes a different person. He can look different. At times he can appear different. He can change. Kang is like a superficial person, so it's like easy to make up if something does happen. I don't know. I don't want to just like, I don't know the situation. I don't know the whole thing. The brother said he got proof. I'm hoping he got the proof and this go away, because if he don't have to prove, even if he's found innocent by witnesses and hearsay and all that, people gonna still think he's guilty. So hopefully he has these tapes if he's innocent. I just want to be the fairest person I could be on this case without just jumping to conclusions, because like I said, I have no clue about these people. I don't know these people. To me, the text could went either way. It could have been like she's apologizing because he got caught up in something that he had no business to, or something else. But also it could be like she's a victim and she's scared of him or something. I don't really know. I'm trying to be the fairest I can, but only thing I'm talking about in this case is Marvel. So I just want to focus on Marvel, and if they doing the right thing by him and giving him an opportunity to prove himself innocent first is the right move.
That's what we're doing
Unless
now.
you run around like Urza Miller and he's running around kidnapping kids and then like admit to doing stuff and doing guilty pleas, and he's like, I'm just saying.
As we've heard, Marvel Studios might have a certain type of actor or maybe a specific actor in mind to potentially replace Jonathan Majors if all goes bad. Now, unfortunately, this is simply what Marvel Studios has to do. They have to be prepared for everything. They have to be prepared for Jonathan Majors being innocent and continuing forward with him in the MCU, in which there's still going to be some backlash because there are a lot of people out there that think that he is very much guilty. And even if he's proven innocent, there are still going to be people who think he's guilty. But then of course they have to.
By the way, if he bring out tape and it shows he didn't do nothing, if you still think he's guilty, that is crazy. You need some help. I'm just saying, if he has the tape that proves it, not doctored tape of him not really doing nothing, or she trying to attack him, he just getting off of him or something like that, and you still like he's a guilty woman, you are a psychopath, by the way. That's only if though. Only if.
To be prepared for the opposite. They have to be prepared for him being found guilty. And according to this new report, they are indeed preparing for it. Now there's a lot to talk about this, and we'll get into it, but first, let's go over this report. This report is coming from the same person, Jeff Snyder, who reported last time that Marvel Studios had spoken with the team for Jonathan Majors following his arrest. And on the Hot Mic podcast, he said this: "Here's one I wanted to talk about. Did you see who got cast in that Brad Pitt racing movie? Damson Idris. I think he's from Snowfall. And so that's like a big part, right? That is the young, hotshot racer opposite Brad Pitt in."
Yo, by the way, legend, this kid right here, Jonathan Majors, him. They got black men. We got some legends coming up. Shout out to you. Just saying.
This $150 to $200 million racing movie. That was a big deal that he got that, speaking about that part in that movie. And he goes on to say, and again, even though there hasn't been any movement on the Jonathan Majors front, I've heard that's the kind of actor who, like, if Jonathan Majors got the boot as Kang, someone like Damson Idris is the type of the person that Marvel may look to replace him if that, in fact, happens. So according to Jeff Snyder, Marvel hasn't yet...
By the way, before I do this, I want to actually ask y'all this real question. I want to ask y'all, seriously, would y'all be okay that if Jonathan Majors cannot perform his duties as Kang, that's what I'm saying, if he cannot, would y'all be alright with it, Damson being, would y'all be okay? I like him personally. I like him, so.
Made any official decisions, but they are in fact preparing for everything, which is something that the studio has to do. Now, this is pretty controversial right now in a lot of different ways, and we've tried to remain neutral on the channel here. Now, Jonathan Majors' portrayal as Kang, I do personally really love. I think he does a great job, and I was really excited to see him be Kang in the MCU. So the big question is, will Marvel actually replace him? And how much does that decision actually depend on the outcome of the court hearing? Because it really kind of depends, and we can look at Warner Brothers for an example on that. You can look at everything that happened with Johnny Depp. He was playing Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts movies. Then everything with Amber Heard burst out. There was so much going on with that, and the outcome resulted in Johnny Depp being fired from Warner Brothers and fired from the Fantastic Beasts movies, and they replaced him. This could be what Marvel Studios is preparing to do, this exact situation where if Jonathan Majors is found guilty, they replace him. However, then we have to look at Ezra Miller. He did a lot of crazy stuff, like a lot of crazy stuff.
On camera.
Yet he is still the Flash. They are still promoting his movie, and Warner Brothers expressed that they were concerned for their mental health and were getting them help. So two very different decisions were made for two very different actors who did two very different things. And in fact, I would state that Ezra Miller probably caused more problems for the studio than Johnny Depp did. Now, there's
100%.
obviously a lot that goes into this decision making that we don't really get to hear about. And right now, as it stands, it does look like Jonathan Majors has some proof that he is innocent. And if that is the case, if he is found innocent, then Marvel Studios shouldn't do anything. Yes. They should continue with him as Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. In fact, the only reason that he was arrested is because it is an actual procedure that the cops have to do when they arrive on scene. Jonathan Majors' attorney stated, "Unfortunately, this incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis, for which she was taken to a hospital yesterday. The NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason Mr. Majors was arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon." And like I mentioned, they have also came out recently and shared screenshots that this woman sent Jonathan Majors, stating that he was indeed innocent, that he didn't touch her, and that she was willing to tell the court and the police that exact thing, that he was innocent. And this is what Jonathan Majors' lawyer was talking about when she said that he was the victim, because he was arrested for really not doing anything. Now, of course, people are up in arms stating that they kind of forced her to say that. And we don't know. We do know that as soon as Jonathan Majors was arrested, before any news came out, his lawyer did state he was innocent. We'll have to wait and see what the court says, which apparently is what Marvel Studios is waiting for as well. Now, there is the possibility that even if he is found guilty, they could keep him as Kang. This is what Warner Brothers and DC did with Ezra Miller. However, it does seem like Marvel Studios is preparing to replace him. They have to do that as a precaution. They have to examine every single possibility because Kang is a huge character in the MCU right now. He's going to be in a lot of different projects, but he is going to be the main person in the Kang Dynasty. And then again, in Secret Wars, it's all about him. He's the big bad. So Marvel has to be prepared. So what would exactly happen if they replaced him? Well, in a multiverse saga, it wouldn't exactly be that hard. We are right now existing in a universe within the MCU, that is, obviously not real life, where variants are a thing. And as we've learned from Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home, etc., variants don't have to look exactly the same. Variants come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes and sometimes even species. We did see a Skrull version of Kang in the Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credit scene. So although I do think Jonathan Majors acting as Kang the Conqueror was phenomenal, it wouldn't exactly be that hard to replace him, unfortunately. The whole multiverse and variants make it pretty easy to explain why this new Kang the Conqueror all of a sudden doesn't look like the ones that we've dealt with before. He Who Remains and the Kang that is in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. The only thing that they would really kind of have to explain is the Council of Kangs. We've already seen the three of them, the Kang trio. So those have been established as looking like Jonathan Majors, essentially. Now, you could essentially make them kind of look similar because of all the makeup and prosthetics they were wearing, but of course, everybody will still notice that's not the same actor that we saw before. And if they replace them, that's just kind of something that is just how it is. There's no real way to get around that. But as far as the main villain of the Kang Dynasty goes and Secret Wars, he doesn't exactly have to look like the other variants. Now, I do hope everything is true. I hope that was a big misunderstanding. I hope Jonathan Majors did nothing to that woman, and I hope she is truly okay and she was simply going through a hard time and there was a big misunderstanding and everything's gonna be okay in the MCU. But we'll have to wait and see what really happens, and we'll have to see what the court decides. In the meantime, we are curious to hear your thoughts about this, so please leave them in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on.
All right, shout out to them for the Xbox giveaway. Let's show Cosmic, show him some love. Cosmic Wonder, y'all see his name. Great interview. He giving us the news. Shout out to him. Same thing I was thinking. They gave him an opportunity. We're watching the Cosmic Wonder video. It's a reaction to his video. He broke down the news. I want to always share who I get my information from. Cosmic Wonder, one of them. Some people on Twitter. So we're gonna start doing more of these. I gave this like a day or two, but since he released this like a whole day to let him get his views, and now I want to react to his video, see what he's talking about. And I agree. Listen, they're in a tough situation. If they can't do what they gotta do, he gotta. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough. I do appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell us what you want to talk about, man. We'll have I might set up a live discussion show. And we can just discuss about Marvel and all that if y'all want. We'll pick a day of the week and I can talk to y'all about it. If you hit that like button, subscribe button, all kind of stuff, man. I do appreciate you. We will be breaking down Power, Bel Air. We'll do some Marvel stuff. We do Marvel news. We do Marvel reactions. I know we just not getting back into the groove of Marvel because we just getting this channel back established as like a TV film style channel. We were doing podcast stuff. We moved that to our other channel over on 99 Entertainment, so go over there and watch that. We have the anime channel, which every Wednesday we have a new tier list that's coming out, and we'll do some podcasts over there. Bunch of fun stuff just that we're doing on the channel. So, like I said, just follow us. We'll put in the community posts, all that. A bunch of dope streamers, a bunch of dope content creators. We'll put it in the smaller end. We'll put them in the post and all that. So I'm trying to support. If y'all do some content, send it our way. I might react to it, might not. We don't know. I do appreciate you. The overall 99 ENT team, appreciate you. 99 overall 99 media team. Yes, they two different teams. One from Denver, one in Mississippi. I'm rambling. Peace.